decide to make an art tool video again, because for now I at least have one animation-based thing planned. Hi, I'm Yo-Yo. This is just supposed to be a silly, non-high effort filler video to get me adjusted to scripting and editing again, and so I have something to upload since I haven't done that in a while. And I thought, what's a better type of video for this than a crappy speed paint with sloppy commentary? So that's exactly what I'm doing. As of scripting this, I have just uploaded the final product on all my socials, so depending on when this here comes out, the video will already be hella outdated and unnecessary! Yay! But I do have some mildly interesting trivia for this artwork, like moderately fun facts, and I'm gonna tell them to you in this video. Already at the start of this year, I wanted to do some sort of seasonal summer art piece, but the direct idea came to me on vacation when I was at the beach. The main idea, other than just the hedgehogs hanging out with each other, was the art being sort of split into halves. One above the surface and one under water, with a bottle of spray or foam or whatever it's called separating the two. Also, I'm not used to drawing scenery, so it was a fun exercise as well. I just realized you can't see I'm putting fun in quotation marks, because even though it was fun looking back, after 2 straight weeks of working on this beast, for my standards at least, I just wanted to be finally done. Fortunately, I had Toad videos and 90s hip-hop and R&B as background noise, so I was never bored out of my mind. You know the song No Scrubs by TLC? Absolute banger. Highly recommend listening to it. Where was I? Right, the art. On my vacation, I already sketched out the rough concept, and I mean rough. And on Procreate, I did the more polished sketch. That's my usual art process now. Sketch in Procreate and on my iPad, and everything else on Clip Studio Paint on my laptop. Mostly since Procreate has that warp lasso tool, and I can't for the life of me figure out that same function on CSP, so I'm stuck with the shitty liquifile tool, and using that for sketches is absolute hell. But as of recent, my iPad had a stupid update that changed a lot about how everything functions, including Procreate. This is truly hell. I hate it here. The line art on its own took me about 2 days to finish, so I decided to make most of the background line list to save time. Did I save time? I don't know. Since Shadow and Amy are far away from the view, I had to make scaled up versions since my resolution was small as hell. If you find yourself in the same dilemma, I recommend you doing the same. After the line art, I headed straight to rendering. I need to cut off as many parts of the process as possible. I did the underwater background first. It was probably my favorite part to draw, honestly. I learned this nifty trick on some random art tutorial or Instagram page where it was demonstrated that you could draw water by making connected uneven blob shapes with varying line weight. That's the technique I used anyway. Also, I vividly remember someone making an Among Us rendition of that tutorial. As you can hopefully see in the time-lapse, Silver's entire area, so to speak, is heavily inspired by that one blaze diving art from Sonic Channel. From the colors, to the rocks and the coral reef, even down to the posts. It's also supposed to be a deliberate callback to that really pretty artwork. For Silver's outfit, I made it a mix between his Speed Sim summer outfit and the race suit one. I kept the shading simple so it wouldn't clutter the drawing. I had so much fun adding all these minute details into that part of the drawing. From the bubbles to the reflection to the halftones I used to the chalk lighting. I think it turned out exactly how I wanted it to. Also, I drew a silly chopper in the background for funsies. Drawing the wave was really hard for me because finding a way to stylize and simplify such detailed monstrosities is no cakewalk, at least for unprofessional artists such as me. But even though I struggled a lot, I still made something I'm moderately content with. Sonic's outfit was so fun to design and color. Yet again, I took inspo off of his summer skin, since I like that he wears a yellow top with orange patterns on it. It feels like a callback to Tails in a way, and that's adorable. Also added a bunch of neat references in, like the bracelet that Amy gave him in Sonic X, or his rider's shades. Of course, can't forget the floaties. I like the outfit I came up for him the most because it's chaotic and colorful, in complete contrast to Shadow, who wears black on black with even more black. And a pretty pink Hawaiian shirt because yes, he too gets his rider's shades. I mean, he's generally inspired by his rider's version. I also struggled like hell with this goddamn arm. Changed it like a gazillion times, I don't know. Same with the surfboard that I initially wanted to make blue with Maria on it in big bold letters as a funny reference to Boom Shadow, but then I realized that a blue surfboard on blue water would have looked like ass, so I didn't do it, even though I thought it was funny and somebody requested it to me. Instead I made it black, with red stripes to reference the Doom surf, but it's so far away in the drawing that most could probably not make out what it's even supposed to be. Same with the background. So many little details just end up not on people's radars, but I had fun drawing them anyway. Had California Love blasting on loop for the beach background plot. The whole section took me 2 days. I don't know why I mentioned this, I just felt like it. When it comes to the nitty-gritty, I tried to make some palm trees look like the palm trees from the Genesis era. I think it worked out fine. For the background, I also used this technique thing called the further away, the more desaturated it gets. Kinda. I don't know if it's an actual thing or I just made it up, but it looks good either way. Also couldn't find a fitting lens flare effect on Google or Clip Studio Paint assets that wasn't behind a paywall, so I made a crappy one myself. Finally, Amy's outfit is mainly inspired by her Sonic Adventure beach art, not so much her Sonic X outfit, because I like the polka dots a lot. Made it more red and not pink because, I don't know, you can tell I'm running out of commentary. I've ran out of things to say, so that's all. I'm done with the commentary! Yeah! It's really not that interesting looking back, as in warranting a whole dedicated video for it. But I'm happy with the product either way, because it took me hella long to make, and you can tell, and that's all I wanted. Like I said in the beginning, I made this video with the intention to get me adjusted to editing videos and recording my voice again. The semi-script for this took me a week or two already, but it's not because I was procrastinating, but rather the loads of schoolwork I have, or had, depending on when this video comes out. As of right now, I have zero clue on what I will do in the near future. Probably continue with the redesign project and maybe, hopefully, crank out the animation I planned for October. For now, I gotta focus on school. But I know for my last video that no matter what, I can trust y'all with being patient with me. And that calms me down so much. So, thank you. Tschüss!